I will show you 3 Sudoku strategies that could change your life for the better. And with that, it's solving time. So you want to start, look here in block 6. Notice you have a 6 and an 8 coming down the column and 6 and 8 cutting across this row. So where can the 6 and 8 go here in block 6? Has to be in these 2 cells right there, which makes them a hidden pair. You find this, you're going to save a lot of time in this puzzle, and this is the first strategy that will help you out. Greetings, Fred. I want to thank Bondi for making yet another amazing classic. And if you find and apply the 3 main strategies that I'm going to show you, it'll help you solve 98% of all the Sudoku puzzles you'll ever see. And now, the question of the day. How has Sudoku changed your life? Please, please, please drop this in the comments and share. I want to hear from you, and I answer every comment. So like I was saying, you find this 6-8 pair, you're going to save a lot of time. And the reason is now you can look in block 6 and see you got a 4-9 cutting across the row and this 4-9 coming down here. Where can the 4-9 go in block 6? It has to be right here. So you're going to keep applying this hidden pair strategy. So you have a 4-9 hidden pair right there, which leaves you with just a 5-7 naked pair right there. You're like, okay, no big deal, Timberlake. If I would have done all the marking, I would have found this anyway. Yes, but it leads you to the hidden pair you have to find. Very tricky. The one I'm going to show you now, I'm going to save you a good 5 to 10 minutes. It's hard for me to find, because what you want to look across row 1 now. You notice that you have this 8-9 right here. It can't be in these 3 cells. We also have an 8-9 right there, which can't be in this cell. And now with this 8 and this 4-9 acting as a pointing pair of 4s and 9s, 8-9 cannot be in that cell. So where can the 8-9 be across row 1? It can only be here and here. So this is also a hidden pair. And these are the really hard hidden pairs to spot because it's in more than one block. But if you find this, it unleashes all kinds of restriction. And this is what Bondi wants you to find. Now you find something, an idea, a strategy that the setter put in there, you'll get rewarded. And what's the reward here? The reward here is more hidden pairs. Notice now you got this 5-7 cutting across row 3. And you got this 5-7 now coming up column 2. Because of the 8-9 right there, you cannot put a 5 or 7 there. Where can the 5-7 be? It has to be right here. Another hidden pair. This is beautiful stuff. And you find this, you're going to make a lot of progress. And believe it or not, this 5-7, this is going to be a clue to the second strategy you will need. You're going to take on another journey here. And if you really want, you want to get really good at Sudoku, as we get into strategy 2, what you have to do is you got to start comparing multiple sets of digits to see how the relationships work. So with hidden pairs, you're comparing 2 digits, like the 5 and 7, the 8 and 9, the 4 and 9. Now let's start comparing 3. Very interesting. If you look across row 2, you just create some restriction right here with this 5-7. But you notice you got a 2, 6, 8 in this row 2. But then you have 3 different digits, 5, 7, 9 in row 3. They interact to create a lot of restriction across here, because you also have this 4 and the 1, other digits in row 1. What you want to do is you want to look across row 2 here and go, what's going on? And your eyes may not draw at this initially because there's not at least 5 digits in any of the rows, columns, or blocks, but this is what you have to do to make progress in this puzzle. What could be right here? Can't be a 1, 2. Can't be a 5, 7, or 6, or an 8. This could be a 3, 4, 9. Okay, no big deal. And you might notice with this 6 and this 6, you could actually put a nice pointing pair of 6s right there. So 6 can't be in this cell. But continue along row 2 here. What can be in this cell? Can't be a 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, or a 9. So that's a 1, 5. Okay. And then what can be in this cell? Well, can't be a 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, or 9. So that is a 3, 4, 5. Okay, how about right here? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8. 3, 7, 9. No big deal. Then you go right here. What can this cell be? Well, it could be a 1, but it can't be a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, or 9. So that's got to be a 1 or a 7. Now, analyze and look across row 2. What do you see? There's two ways to look at it. Your eyes will probably get drawn to the least amount of digits, so these 3 cells. You notice that only the 1, 5, and 7 can go in those 3 cells. Since the 1, 5, 7 are restricted to those 3 cells, that leads us to our second strategy, the naked triple. What it means is you got to have 1, 5, 7 in the purple cell, so they cannot be in any of these other cells. You can remove the 5 from right there, and you can remove the 7 from right there. The other way to look at this, you could look at these 3 cells and realize they're a 3, 4, 9 hidden triple. Either way works. The naked triples are going to pay a lot of dividends in this puzzle. And why is that? Well, to do that is you want to keep looking and see if you can find another one. So Bonnie had you look across row 2. I talked about how you had the different sets of digits in the rows 2 and 3. Well, let's look down the columns now. You just created a 1, 7 right here. Got a 1, 2, 5 here. 3, 4, 9 there. The 6 and 8 there. Some more restriction going on. What can be right here in this cell? Looks like it could be a 1, 2, 3, but it can't be a 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. So actually can't be a 3. So that's a 1, 2, or an 8, right? Because you got the 3 right there. Okay, you got a 6, 8 here. You got a 5, 7 there. Okay. What about right here? 1, 3, 4, 8, 9. Okay. 2, 5, 6, 7. No big deal. Then you come down here. This cell could be a 1, but it can't be a 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. It could be a 1, 5, or a 7. Notice anything in column 8? Probably saw these 3 cells right there, right? Another naked triple. This is beautiful. And what does this naked triple do? Well, now it allows you to remove 1, 5s, and 7s from any cell that's not purple in that column. So that's got to be a 2, 8. That's a 6, 8. And this is going to be a 2, 6, right? Because you try to put one of those in these cells, you run out of 1, 5s, and 7s to put in the purple. And this is really beautiful stuff. But you got to find this next thing here if you want to set up the next strategy. What you might notice now is with the first triple, a 7 can't be in any of these cells here, right? And now with this 5, 7 naked pair, 7 can't be here. So where can the 7 be in column 7? It can only be in these 3 cells, right? Because it can't be there, can't be there, it can't be there. Since the 7 has to be somewhere in column 7 and it's restricted to block 9, a 7 can't be anywhere else in the block. You can't put a 7 here. If you did that, no 7s would be possible in column 7. So you can remove the 7, and that creates, this is called a claiming triple. Beautiful. But that makes that a 1, 5. This is still a 1, 5, 7 naked triple, but it will affect what you do in the next row because Bonnie's rewarding you as you go across these rows and columns. So let's go here. Row 8. You got the 2, 6, and 8. You got the 1, 3, 4 across the top, okay? And you got the 5, 9 down there. What's going on? And the easier way to look at this is the same way you looked for this hidden pair. See if you can find a hidden pair here. What you might notice is now that can't be a 7. You notice with this 4 can't be in these 2 cells. Well, with this 7 and this pointing pair of 7s, 7 can't be in either of those 2 cells either. And then you have a 4, 7 in column 4. Well, they can't be in those 2 cells. So where can the 4, 7 be? If they can't be in these 3 cells, and they're not here, they have to be in these 2 cells. This is another hidden pair. This is a 4, 7 hidden pair, and it's going to create a lot of restriction along row 8. Got to find this. So this is strategy bit 1 again. And now with this 4, 7 here, 2, 6, 8 already in the row, you have a 1, 3, 5, 9. With the 1 and 3 here, this is a 5, 9. You're going to create a lot of BVCs. Always good if you want to find those advanced strategies. And it'll set you up for our third strategy. That'll help change your life for the better. Save you so much time solving Sudoku. Get that brain working really sharp. All right, 9 and 5 means this has to be a 1 or a 3. And the 1, 5 means this is going to be a 3 or a 9. All right, no big deal there. What else did Bonnie do? Let's look in column 2. Because obviously there's got to be something here, right? Got the 1, 5, 7 there, 4, 8, 9, got the 2, 6 there. What does that mean? Well, first, you want to look at something here. See this 5, 9? You have a 5, 9 hidden pair there. So along with this 4, 7, now you got this 5, 9 hidden pair, right? Because you remove 5, 9 from there. That's huge to see, because what it does now is with these 6s, pointing pair of 6s in block 8, to go with this 6, 6s go right there, okay? And with this 8 coming down, you actually have a pointing pair of 8s in block 8 to go with this 8, restricts the 8s to right there. Other thing to note is where are the 3s in row 8? They got to be right here. So that makes them a claiming pair of 3s. And if you're not familiar with the claiming and pointing pairs, naked hidden pairs, naked triples, hidden pairs, check out my free Sudoku solving guide. I cover all those, and you can learn all about them. So with these 3s now, and with this 3, there's 2 places for a 3 now in block 9. So a little bit of cleanup here before we go into this column. What can be right here? Can't be a 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that could be a 2, 8, or 9. All right. Right here, got the 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that could be a 2, 3, 4. Okay. Right here, can't be a 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. So, and it can't be a 1. So that's a 3, 6 BVC, right? Because you got the 1 right there. And this cell, 1, 2, 5, 7, 9, 3, 4, 6, 8 is what's remaining. All right, look at that. You might try to find a hidden triple or hidden quad. It's not really there. So, did Bonnie lead you astray? No, Bonnie gave you a clue, right? We started here. We're going to finish up here. We want that third strategy. This is a more advanced strategy, but it'll save you so much time if you can find these. Remember, with that 5, 7, you create a restriction now in column 3. You also have a 4, 8, 9. You got the 5, 7. So all that's left is a 1, 2, 3, and a 6. This has to be a 3, 6. This can only be a 1, 2, or 6 because of this 3. This is a 1, 3. And with the 6, this is going to be a 1, 2, or 3. Now, the third strategy, again, this will save you so much time you find it. It's right here. Notice how you've created a 3, 6 right there. Okay? By value cell. BVC, I call it. There's also a 3, 6 right here. So it's in a different block in a different column in this 3-block band of blocks 1, 4, and 7. 3, 6 there, 3, 6 there. Whenever you see this, you want to look right here. Can a 3 and 6 both be possible in this column in this block? Well, a 6 can be possible for sure because there's a 6 right there. But the 3s, because of this 3, can't be here. And because of the claiming pair of 3s, it can't be here. So a 3 cannot be possible there. When you see this, your eyes should light up. You found something very special that'll help you. A lot of medium puzzles, competitive puzzles, you'll see this time and again. Because a 3 can't be here and only a 6 can, what you notice, these cells, they cannot both be a 3. Because if these are both 3s, no 3s here, no 3s there, 3 can't go there, you break the puzzle. No place to put a 3 in block 7. So you know at least one of these has to be a 6. So when you see this pattern, you have found a W wing, and it's a delta variant W wing. And all that means is you can go with just these wonderful by-value cells. You don't need to have one of the candidates connect them to make this work. This is beautiful. So what does it mean? It means you know one of these has to be a 6. So you can eliminate a 6 from any cell that sees both of these. So they share row block or column with this cell right here. So this can't be a 6 anymore. You're going to displace that 6. And they also both see here, right? Shares a column here and the block here. You can remove that as a 6. And this is huge because now you can make some solves. Because this has to be your 6 now, right? Because you displaced that 6. And you have a 1, 2 here. This couldn't be a 3 because of the 3's there. So you got a 1, 2 here, 1, 2 there. Now this is a 3. Nice. And now what you want to do is attack those marks. I found these 3 strategies. I see these come up, no kidding, up to 98% of the puzzles you ever see. You know these 3 strategies, you will be solving them. So attack the marks. What can you do now? Because of a 3, that has to be a 9. And you can remove the 9 from right here. And with this 9 in the row, the only place for a 9 and block 1 is right there. So then you go with these 2 9s, you can solve this for a 9. Okay? You can solve that for an 8. Now you got an 8. Let's clean up these wonderful naked triples you found. That's got to be the 2. That's got to be a 6. That's got to be the 8. That's going to be a 6 right there. Nice. Remove the 6 from this cell. And what you have left here is a 3, 4, and a 7. Well, the 3, 4 right there, 3 repeated, you can do my neat naked triple trick, solve all 3. This has to be your 7. The only place the 3 is going is right there. That's got to be your 4. So you're going to remove this mark. With this 4, now you're going to start disambiguating these hidden pairs. That's got to be a 7 right there. Now what can you do? All right, you made some good marks here, made some good solves. With this 9, that's a 5, that's going to be a 9. And now you can attack these naked triples, right? Because of the 5, that's got to be a 1. That's a 7, that's going to be a 5 right there. With this 7, this has to be a 5, that's going to be your 7. And this is going to be your 1. So you just solved all those. Looking good. Now what do you want to do? Well, with these 1s, you can solve for a 1 right here and finish block 3 with a 3 in the corner. Bum, bum, bum. Nice job there. All right, with the 5, that's got to be a 7. What you have left down here is a 2 and a 5 to finish this block. Well, with this 5, you know, that's the 5. That's going to be the 2. And then with these 2s, this has to be your 2, displacing that 8. You can solve this for a 1, solve this for a 7 to finish block 7. This can't be a 2 anymore. And now with this 6, only place for a 6, the column's going to be right there. So that's got to be your 6. And the only place for an 8's got to be right here. So you can solve that for an 8 now. With this 1, that's going to be a 2. And you just keep attacking the marks. You might notice this is a 3, 4 across the row. Like, you might be wondering, oh, Timberlake, we're going to get stuck. Nope, not going to get stuck. These 2s, you can solve this for 2 now. Follow these 2s to solve this for 2. 5 and 6 there. Pull up that 5. There's your 5, there's your 6. All right? Now you can displace this 6, solve this cell for 6. And you just have an 8 and it looks like a 4 down here. Well, with this 4, that's got to be your 4 displacing that 8. All right. And then with these 8s and this 8, you can solve this cell now, 4 and 8. And just keep attacking those marks. Got a full house, 8 of 9 cells filled out in column 4. So you know you can solve this with certainty, 4, 9. Now you can disambiguate the 4, 9 right here. Okay, with this 4, you can disambiguate it, 3, 4 there. Clean all this up. That's 4, that's going to be a 3, that's going to be a 3 right there. Nice. And then with these 3s, you know this has to be a 3. Full house here. I don't see a 5 in column 6, so that's got to be a 5. To go with these 5s, that's got to be a 5. You just need a 1 and a 4. Just pull that 4 over. There's your 4, there's your 1. Now follow the 1s to go with this one. Solve for a 1 here, and your last digit is going to be a 7. Now see which of these strategies you can spot in this next puzzle. Thank you so much for watching.